What's going on? Hey, bird. Look, medicine and sorcery are correlated topics just as much as shamanism and Levitical priesthood look a lot alike, but yet they're different. Uh, but like science, technology, and actually like magic, magicianry, and witchcraft are definitely related. Magicianry and like magic is the great grandfather of technology. You know what I'm saying? As is sorcery is the great grandfather of our modern day medicine. So, and even like a shaman was called a Medicine man, in the Indian. But actually, when I look at it, it was partially based on. It looks to me like Levite customs, but they picked up some other stuff in their travels. You know what I'm saying? And adopted into their lexicon of techniques. Uh, look, I mean, we all use a little bit of sorcery every now and then. If you ever popped a Vike, or ate a speeder, you know what I'm saying, for some extra energy. I mean, you don't automatically flip out and eat people's faces off. You know what I'm saying? You might act kind of fidgety, but it'll wear off. You don't stay on it all the time. But look, that's a minor form of sorcery. But you want to see a hardcore form of sorcery. It's like in South America, they take those freaking blowguns and they fill them up with cocaine. And the dude puts the blowgun up to his nose, and the other dude on the other end goes, whoo, and blows in it, and then it freaking blows his freaking brains. That is hardcore pharmakia. You know what I'm saying? That right there. Or like taking peyote, peyote to have a vision. That's another look. Or they be smoking that DMT. But like, look, we look at TV and we're watching a guy on TV that really isn't there on the TV. This guy's in 1,000 places at the same time speaking to people. That's anciently that's like the predecessor to that was astral. What is it called? Astral traveling or something like that. Uh, Remote viewing, things of that nature. Telepathic, which these are occult beliefs and terminologies. Uh, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a cultist because you have maybe psychic or telepathic abilities, but it's in the realm of the occult that explains these phenomena. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's like, look, yeah, freaking coffee, turning coffee into and from beans, crushing them, then turn them into a drink in a way as a real soft form of pharmakia in itself. See, look, medicine when it's used correctly, it heals, but when it's used wrongly, it can destroy. It'll destroy the person's mind, or it'll give them an illusion. Like if you get someone real high on PCP, then tell them they're Superman, they might jump off the freaking building and try to actually fly, and then fall, and then fall from 4 stories, hit the ground running, naked, like taking off their clothes on the way to the ground, hit the ground running, jump through a car window, bite someone's face. You know what I'm saying? Freaking. I mean, I don't know if that's just hardcore propaganda to make us give more taxpayer money to, tyrannical SWAT units that we need to protect from flock of spice users, which I've never even met a person that's used flock or spice. And a lot of those videos look like they're fear mongering, but no expert on any of that. But yeah, it's see, the American government is the main sorcerers. They're like the Wizard's Apprentice, Mickey frickin' Mouse. These are the real sorcerers because Freeway Ricky Ross, come to find out, was selling crack for like Panamanian frickin' like a dictatorship guy. Look at them chemtrails. Um, Unknowing to him that, and then the next guy up the contact was CIA, and this guy worked directly for the for branches of the U.S. military, U.S. government, black government. So Uncle Sam created crack, and he's the one who sold it to everyone. Like, that's the same people. Look, the same people that recruit poor niggas to go die in a fake war are the same niggas who recruit people to either sell crack, smoke crack, and die in a fake drug war over here. It's the same freaking sorcerer. The sorcerer magician using his technology, his TV, to mass communicate through Saturday morning cartoons to advertise the crack as a way to say that they're warning you about it, when all actuality, you tell someone not to do something, they run right out and do it. And they know full well that that's human psychology. You know what I'm saying? And how it works. That's why they're magicians and sorcerers. You got to know what they really are. You know what I'm saying? It's like, most of the time, a sorcerer didn't learn his stuff from himself. He had some kind of master teacher. He was a disciple. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, you can find structures and hierarchies and a trail back to the original sources. Kind of like in Kung Fu, there's a tale of these guys who experimented with sorcery, with drugs, with pharmacon, and they created like super soldiers, ancient super soldiers, and these guys would attain like these high levels of advanced Kung Fu, basically become invincible, but then they would freaking keep doing it and go insane, and then they'd be invincible and insane. So in other words, you got this invincibility, but now you lack the mental facilities to use it properly. So they had to develop a non-pharmakia method, and they switched it back to medicine method, where you eat proper diets, you do certain routines to keep your body health in a higher state, like almost like using probiotics. You'll have more bacteria in your stomach, and it actually gives you better digestion, for instance, which helps you process the food better, which will maximize your energy production or your waste, getting rid of waste, all that. So I'm just saying, there's the other method would be to drink the serum. That's basically like an amphetamine slash hallucinogen that will give you this. It's illusionary power in the fact that, like, look, once this serum wears off, the power, you ain't gonna have the same amount of power you got right now, and even that in your head is it's kind of almost placebo, because the hallucinogen makes you believe in your illusion, and then the amphetamine kicks in to give you the energy and the will by force to go get what you're after, or whatever, what you're seeking out. And see, if you're worried about what everyone's thinking as well about what you're doing or how you look, that deters people from doing certain things. Sometimes that's for their own good. Sometimes that's to their own hurt. That's like being able to say a prayer and kneel in front of people. Like, man, if they see me do this, they're gonna think I'm a wussy. If they're gonna see me do this, they're gonna think that I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. See, that's cares of the world creeping in. And that's the other reasons why these guys practice sorcery and magicianry, which is technology and pharmakia, Walgreens pharmacy, is because by their will, the cares of the world, they want to have infinite control, and they want to have their cake and eat it too. They'll use these covert means to attain it, like through hypnosis on the TV, through your voice box, spirit box system, and then at the same time they're giving you commercials. Take Celexa, take Cialisa, take Chantix, like Chantix. Every time I hear Chantix, I think chant, and then I think of 3-6. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, like if you take that shit, you're gonna hear demon spirits chanting like mantras in your mind. That's the visions I get when I hear that word comes off me. It just rings at me that way, and I'm like, them freaking sorcerers, and them sorcerers and magicians. They got the magician advertising it, and they got the sorcerer making it, and they're not gonna give you the good shit that made the dudes attain invincible kung fu but went insane. They're just gonna give you the shit that makes you insane, and then out the game. Like, look, out of commission. You know what I'm saying? Like crack. You get someone on crack, it's just gonna erode their foundation in life so hard that they're already defeated in a way. till they can kick the freaking shit. They're basically already defeated. Same thing with heroin and opium. They did this shit. America, the Transcontinental Railroad, East Indian Trading Company, was Shanghai and Chinese people getting them freaking all fucked up on opium, and they would just lay there for like a few years and smoke opium till they die. They're already defeated once they're laying down smoking the freaking shit. And the Americans did it, and the company that did it, the Transcontinental Railroad, these guys took the money from the opium trade and the Shanghaiing, and that's what's called human trafficking. They were doing it then. And East Indian Trading Company are the pirates. They're the multinational internationalists. The Maritime Amnesty Law. This is the same legalese, mumbo jumbo, word magic, mother effers I'm talking about. And they used opium to destabilize China and take it down when it was a dynasty. Uh, they Now, they sent our soldiers to Afghanistan. They came, that war ended. They went to a new war. And then all of a sudden, everyone's on heroin. There's someone we know just overdosed of heroin the other night. You know what I mean? Not close, not close to me, but close to other people that I'm close to in my family. They were friends. And, you know, and this is common now. This is common to hear of someone dying of a heroin overdose. And you watch that movie American Gangster with Denzel and how he was. See, that's a cover story. That guy was an operative. But the real people that was doing it was the military. And they just kind of used Mr. Untouchable. Well, that's the other guy. They used Frank Lucas as this kind of like fall guy. He's the bad. He's Osama. He's heroin Osama. But really, just like Freeway Ricky Ross got to be the fall guy, the front man for what is that called? When you got a store, it looks like a store, it's a business, but they really be laundering money there, but it'll be saying like, it'll say Chinese takeout supplies, but no one ever really buys any of their supplies. It's like a fake business. I can't remember what that's called, but just like with Obamacare, if you go back to Nixon, I'm not a crook, I'm not a crook. Look, he was robbing us with HMOs, which is healthcare system, and Obama just picked up that same freaking model. And they said they caught him with he just took all of our money, the taxpayers' money, put it in a freaking international, foreign, multinational bank, and and then he's gonna freaking be accepted into the UN. I mean, that dude is a fucking hustler. That's a big time freaking hustler, and all these people are just helping him. It's crazy. It's like you got to get it out of your mind, man. Is another way that these magicians, sorcerers work is that once you realize what they've done to you, now that you're filled with hate and you want revenge towards them, now since you got the demon of hate and revenge in your heart and hurt and pain, it gives these guys more power to F with your head. And if you become what they are, even if you conquer them and destroy them, in the process you've conquered and destroyed yourself as well. Well, no, you haven't conquered yourself. You've just destroyed yourself. Conquering yourself is like being able to restrain yourself when it counts. Everyone can have a fuck up every now and then, but when it counts, you gotta have your stuff together that you can. If you need to walk away, you can do it. If you need to act, you can do it. I mean, even to walk away or to not act is still an action, or to just straight up oppose and resist. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but it's like until you really look at this stuff and break it down and see what magicianry and sorcery really is. Like a magician and a psychologist are the same. Magicians now, they wear the suits and ties, and the sorcerers wear white coats, doctor's coats. You know what I'm saying? They just changed the uniform of the the animal skins and furs and feathers and switched them for white lab coats. You know what I'm saying? So, but and if you really look into it secretly, these guys all are in on it and are aware that it's straight up spooky dooky, hardcore Satanist occult demoniac information. And you can follow it back up through the Greeks too. They use pharmacon in all their religious Hellenistic religious practices.